Hey traders, welcome to the double shot. It's the 29th of November. Welcome. So let's talk a little bit about. I've gotten a question today about Tesla, and I think I'll just spend the entire video talking about it. If you want to read kind of my latest thoughts on the markets, check the daily drip. Today's move, I think it was maybe a final fifth wave in there. It kind of felt that way because we opened higher with the gap, and then we quickly reversed. So there could be something to that. I know we have some PCE data. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's something to do with inflation tomorrow. I am sorry for not kind of filling you in exactly on that, but I think it's something that I've heard today. So it could be somewhat of a market movement, of a market mover tomorrow morning. So we're going to watch out for that. But I think that overall we're getting a bit frothy in here, and we are continuing to be due for a pullback, and that's kind of what my focus is on right now. We pretty much cleared up let's say here all the positions when we had perennial longs during October as the markets were kind of selling off, and then we kind of closed a bunch of them up during the month of November in here, so you can see kind of the trades that we took and all the stocks there. So I'm pretty flat, just kind of waiting with cash to go shopping again when the opportunity presents itself on the market. So let's just kind of quickly, so go ahead and read this. I put a bunch of stuff in here, so we'll kind of get you up to date on my latest thoughts there. But let's quickly talk about Tesla. This is a quarterly chart, and the question was basically, I think, from the lows earlier this year, kind of where we are, and Phyllis is the one that asked that. So thanks for that question. This is just, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the smaller time frame, but it was the question about a leading diagonal and some overlapping. So we'll take a look at the counts. But I wanted to take this time to or this question to kind of expand a little bit on Tesla, and you could see in here basically kind of how the market behaved. Obviously, it's a log chart, so you have a first wave one up in here, right? You have your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for a wave one. Clear third wave and pull back in a second. Another clear third wave in here, right at a higher degree. So you have your wave one, wave two, you have your wave three, and this looks like a wave four. Now, it was pretty sharp. This drop came from $420 all the way down to $100, right? So a $300 drop in the stock. And the question is, are we done with this fourth wave and ready to move higher to new all-time highs, or we're still going to marinate a little bit and just kind of move sideways in the stock relative to the S&P 500? The stock is pretty much flat in here. It outperformed a little bit here and a little bit here, and since maybe since the summer it's been pretty much flat to negative. So it's not doing a whole lot in here. But let me take a look to see if there's anything on the monthly that kind of jumps at me. Pretty nice piercing candle in here on the monthly. That's kind of what you want to see after a sell-off, right? That you go lower and then you pierce through the bearish candle. You almost overtake 3/4 of that previous, and then you push higher. So this looks, as to be a very simple 1-2 and 2 at the moment. But we'll just go at the motive wave charts here to guide you. But sometimes I like to look at the candles because I want to see if there's any bullish engulfing, any shooting stars, any type of candlestick patterns that show any type of reversals. And this is a good one. Right here you have a bullish engulfing. Right now in the month of November, again, it's shaping up to engulf this previous candle. So there's still a lot of bits coming on these sell-offs on Tesla. So let's take a look here. In terms of counting, so again, you're kind of 1, 2, 3, big wave 4 in here, complex moving forward, and a short wave 5. Then you sell off in a wave 2 to the prior fourth wave in here, right? That was the big support, and then quick rally up in a wave 1, down in 2. Then you have your final move. Here's a triangle. and then you go up in this wave 3 again, just maybe a simple zigzag here in a fourth wave, followed by some kind of a leading, and then you quickly go up in this wave 5, and you finish that off nearly 414. The chart says over here, so I'm not sure if that's exact. Then you drop, a pretty decent chunk in here. Let's see in terms of 4v3, right? I mean, 38.2%. I mean, guys, I don't make this stuff up. This is what wave 4 does, right? It's a standard pullback, and that's kind of what happened in here. It was as scary as that felt at the time, and I kind of found in myself also kind of being maybe more of a cheerleader for lower prices after this big sell-off, but it was nothing else, just a simple fourth wave into the 38.2%. Then we moved higher. So now you did a little bit of an impulse, so we can go to a smaller time frame in here, right? Let me just kind of go back to the weekly. But here is the thing, right? You can really have a leading diagonal in here until you're actually making a new high. So you could, and that's going to have to be something like this. So this would be wave 1, and yeah, you do have overlap, which is kind of what you need in diagonal. So this fourth wave goes below the wave 1 top, so that's good. Now you can have an impulse in here, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and now you need to do a very small wave 5 that ideally stays lower or smaller than this wave 3, and then you're doing something like that. That would be kind of how a leading diagonal will unfold. Am I happy with the shape of this? Not really, because in leading diagonals, wave 4s are smaller than wave 2, kind of a standard approach. So they kind of happen like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so you kind of need this fourth wave right in here to be smaller than wave 2, so you can create that leading shape, and this fourth wave here allows for that. When you see a wave 4 that's bigger than wave 2, then that could be a clue that might not be the case. Now, you can have expanding diagonals. Those are very rare, and in that case this wave 3 should have been much bigger, right? Then you have a fourth wave much bigger, and then you have kind of that expanded look, but that's not the case here. I don't think so. So a view that I kind of have on here, and we finish off this fourth wave, is that this could be a very simple 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Ideally, we don't really want the second wave of a smaller degree, because this would be a smaller degree than this guy, since it's a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and 5. This is a bit larger than this, so that's another clue that maybe that's somewhat inaccurate. But other than that, I mean, it's a pretty awesome shape, right? You have an impulse, so that could be a wave 1. Then you have a nice zigzag in a wave 2. I mean, look at the beauty. A, B, C. Then you have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and 5, right? For this, let's say, call it another wave 1. So you have 1, 2, 1, 2, another. This is a double zigzag in my view. So you see a simple zigzag and a double zigzag, right? A complex move. A, B, C, or W. Then you have an X to the prior B wave highs, and another A, B, C. These are just textbook patterns. I mean, you can put them in any Elliott Wave courses. And now, we're starting another little move up higher. I'm going to talk about this. So, right here, it's kind of where things get interesting, because if I go back to the weekly, you see what I place? I place another fourth wave right here. Now look at the size of this wave 2. And we can measure, and they're probably equal. I mean, I can do a time fib on this thing, time analysis 4v2, and yeah, we traveled in wave 4 61.8. the time traveled in a wave 2, and we reacted, right? But that's still a pretty short fourth wave. We corrected a lot in price, but not anywhere equal in terms of time. So time 100% is like right now, and then you can also go as far as 161.8 or more, a little bit more. But so there's still room to build another to build a fourth wave in terms of this whole thing could be a triangle. So then you come down in a complex move in here, and then then you move up like this, or you have an ABC up here, right? And then you do something like that, and this market does that, okay? And then you go to the upside in this wave 5, right? So that's something that maybe not a lot of people expect. That's not something that it's really welcome, right? Could be a period of chop in here, or we could just simply explode higher to a 1-2-1-2. And again, there's that difference between having a trading plan based on the wave counts, or just kind of looking at the wave counts and then formulating, let's say, a trade based on this. How would you approach it? That's a whole different discussion, right? And what are you going to buy? If it's a second wave, you buy it here. You have a nice ABC. You're looking for a break of this guy, and then you just got to trail because you don't know. What if this explodes and moves to 600, right? Nobody really knows. And then, if you start to fall apart, you got to take some profits off and, look for the triangle. But, that's kind of what I'm thinking now on Tesla. Those are my thoughts. Now, let's see what happens here. This is, this move from the lows. It's interesting because I looked for a little bit a while, and I think I put on Twitter too that this could have been a very simple ABC, and for a while it worked. It came back lower. Now it did not confirm it. To confirm it, you would have to kind of drop lower and retrace more than 61.8 of this rally, and obviously come lower, or even retest this guy or break. That would confirm this being an ABC. But instead, the market consolidated in here, and it pushed higher. Now what this did, it created same story that we have into the Russell, where you have that 1, 2, 3 triangle in fourth in here with a push higher in a wave 5, right? I mean, and this wave was very equal, and when they're equal like that, you either get, let's say, maybe pretty extended fifth wave or a very short one. So it looks to be that this is it, and I don't know if I mean, sure, this could be a wave 1. Here, you can count it a different way. If you really want to be bullish into the, Tesla truck news and whatnot, I don't think that, trading those news is really worth it, but, or anticipating any huge moves based on that. But this could be, right, a 1, 2, I don't even know how to count this as a second wave, but, maybe some kind of a flat, I'm not sure, but 1, 2, 1, 2, and now you're really ripping into the third, 3, 4, and 5. But I want to stay more temperate and just say, fine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that gets you to, after this finishes, maybe to an ABC pullback with the markets pulling back, kind of what I'm looking for, and then you go back to the upside in Tesla. So that's, that's kind of the outlook on there. And then, I've done a little bit of cycle analysis, and if you look, this is kind of the weekly cycles. You're looking at a 42-week and a 22-week cycle kind of combined, and you still can go up, but there's still a bunch of kind of sideways movement until maybe March, April next year, so not really still up, but I don't know if you can really expect a break, maybe more of a rollover, and then a sell off a little bit, a consolidation, maybe more in that fourth wave, and then then you break, going a little bit higher, and talking about the larger kind of fourth wave. I can't see the cycles that far out, but there's still a possibility that could still move sideways there. So that's kind of on the more of an, let's say, on a shorter term kind of view in here, based on kind of how this will unfold. And then the other one, it's kind of the daily. When you combine like a 200-day, 100-day, and about a 70-day cycle in here, you're getting a pretty good picture that you're still in a bit of a decline, a bit of a sideways move again. before you start to accelerate, maybe by the end of February, March, somewhere in there when you start to kind of move to the upside. So again, A, B, C in here, or W, X, Y, and then back to the counts. Let's see kind of how that would how that would unfold. I guess you would be getting if you were to go until, that's a lot, but let me see here, maybe I can go on the daily. Let's say that you're still not doing much until let's say April in here, March, January, maybe up to here. I guess something like this could happen in Tesla, to kind of, and again, those cycles are not 100% precise, but something like that could kind of help, and then you kind of roll back to the upside, and then at the larger degree, then that still remains to be seen, because there's still a while until you're going to get back to 414 in there. But again, I could be wrong on that, and this could be just a simple 1-2-1-2. Then the question is kind of what are you going to do with it, and kind of how you're going to formulate a trading plan around that. So hopefully this was helpful. Took a little while here, and you can do, you can do videos on just one stock, and ended up talking for 15-20 minutes. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.